Text me and I'll text you back.
Text me and I'll text you back.
Text me and I'll text you back.
You text me then I'll text you back.
Text me then I'll text you back.
TikTok, you don't stop.
I will help you make your paper stack.
Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? Where you at now?
205-964-5243. You know. 205-964-5243. You know.
Good evening and welcome to Alfred Hicks Cox.
Hitchcock.
I think that was called. But Flippinar 208, real estate investing with a strong emphasis on wholesaling real estate. Got a full crew in here. AP is not here. Adrian is not here tonight, but we got the day crew with us. And we got Miss Lovely Renika here and the other two lovely young ladies, Oksana and Jessica. Okay, and so they're going to help us out to get questions answered as you pose them through all the different platforms, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter. We're here to make it happen. So how's it going, Renika?
Everything's good. We got a little snow this week. It's snow out there in Alabama.
Did we get any? We didn't get none, did we?
Not here.
No,
You got to think
yeah, we didn't get any. It's cold. It's cold right now, but we didn't get any.
the city shut down on some flurries.
Oh, yeah. All right, so just make sure, guys, you like and share it again. And while we're waiting on, what am I doing here? Oh, if you want to join us live and get pushed to the front of the line with your questions, text the word Gator and just follow the instructions in that return text that you receive. And, which is going to tell you to turn on your mic and what else? Your mic and your camera. And you can join us live and show the others there how to follow instructions and how to jump the front of the line.
So we have a question on Instagram. Hey, Flip Man, is California a good marketing area?
Okay, so question on Instagram, is California a good market, I guess, to start real estate investing or wholesaling? Yeah, as long as you're in one of the major, hubs, one of the major cities, well, it doesn't have to be in the major city, just be in one of the cities with, a couple 100,000 people in that metro area is good to go. It's no different than anywhere else a lot of time, but some parts of California, the real estate prices are a lot higher than they are in other parts of the country. But guess what? That just means your checks will be a lot bigger than ours, and you're doing the exact same thing. So most definitely. Any thoughts, Ms. Williams?
100%. Checks are bigger.
Checks are bigger.
Okay, I have a question on TikTok. Do you dislike wholesalers? I'm not sure what the person means by that, but that's what it says. Do you dislike wholesalers?
He may be responding to a post we just put up. No, I'm a wholesaler, to the bone. You know what I'm saying? Real estate investors, an entrepreneur, real estate investor, wholesaler. But to the bone. But the post I put up was a question was asked: how can you tell the difference between a wholesaler and a cash buyer? And I was just answering the question. And in answering that, I was just saying that the questions that you suppose to whoever you're talking to is, number one, how fast can you close? The response that you should receive is as soon as you can get a clear title, unless they have they're using hard money, some form of private lending, and the process may take a little longer, but they need to let you know that. And they shouldn't bark if you want $1,000, $2,000 earnest money deposit. That shouldn't be an issue if they truly are a cash buyer. So that's the only thing. Not that you don't want to work with other wholesalers. You just need to know who you're dealing with so you can act accordingly, because you're not going to treat a wholesaler like you're going to treat a cash buyer. We have to go about it a little differently, because other wholesalers will do this. They will waste your time if you don't know how to work with them. It's okay to work with other wholesalers. Everybody needs to be transparent so we can make this money together. to create win-wins. Your thoughts, Ms. Williams?
I couldn't say it better.
Ms.
I
Williams
think so.
y'all did on today with me.
All right.
I love
This
that question too, because at the end of the day, you can't tell the difference between a wholesale and a cash buy
yeah.
at the closing table.
All right, this one came from YouTube. They said, when will you have more spots for the Accelerator program, and who is the program for?
Who is it for?
Who is it for?
Really, whoever wanted, but would not. Well, we try to. Well, the question was, the coaching thing that I offer is called Wholesale Accelerator, and so we put it out there. And we only take on so many at a time because it's a group training and we're just trying to manage it. That's the best way I can try to explain it. So we'll probably send out another offer in the next week or so. But, we're going to try to open it up a little more in 2022.
Okay. It's giving exclusivity.
Yeah. Supply and demand, the basics of
That's
that.
what we give it back.
Create scarcity.
All right. This one is from Everyday Hustle on YouTube. They said, have you ever negotiated with the city to lower the owner's old property taxes to make the deal work?
I've never attempted to do that. I don't know if will they even. Well, I guess it's going to depend on the municipality. But will they even do that? Have you ever experienced that where they'll take less on taxes that's owed to the city, Renikia?
Absolutely not. But I would say this. I don't know what this program is in every state, but in Georgia we have this program called Homestead, and in Homestead allows you to lower your taxes once you purchase it. For first-time home buyers and things of that nature, it allows you to lower your taxes. And then there's an age limit for older elders. You can lower your taxes because of your age or senior age. So we have this program called Homestead, but it's not something you negotiate prior to closing on the property. It's something that you submit once you do close.
Okay. Remember, if you want to join us live to get your questions answered, push to the front of the line, text the word Gator, and just follow the instructions in that text. Boom.
So this one is from TikTok. Tips on managing contractors, please. Thank you.
They said what?
They want tips on managing contractors.
Oh, tips on managing contractors. That's going to definitely be more of Renikia's expertise. I've done flips, but it's been a long time since actually it hadn't been that long, but that ain't my thing. I hate dealing with them. Maybe because I try to go too cheap. Maybe that's my problem. So I get what I pay for. So they can do the work, but the baby mama showing up on the job every Friday, you know what I'm saying?
The cheap ones like that and the other ones. I mean, it's contractors is a win-lose with contractors. It's a love-hate with contractors. Personally, I think I'm at a point where I don't necessarily want to utilize general contractors as much. I'm more of a project manager, consultant type of scenario because I realize that sometimes general contractors kind of break your deal. But that's honestly the general contractor conversation is a whole lot. We can literally go back and forth on managing contractors. I mean, one of the things I would say never do is give a good part of the budget up front. Never give any budget up front. I've seen probably about 90% of individuals that does that. That contractor is a human being. He most likely probably taking your money to finish another job that he didn't budget right on. Now he's taking your money. He walking it over here. They call it walking the money or something. Take your money and finish another job with it. I got this love-hate relationship with them, so I'm very tight with contractors. I don't give them any money up front. Only thing I want to pay for my material directly from the source or from the source we buy the material from. I'm giving them no more than 30 to 40 to 50% of some type of labor up front, because you start giving them 100% of labor up front, 9 times out of 10, they're not going to finish it. It's a lot, but it should be in your contract. in your contract. You need a contractor's agreement, most importantly. And a lot of this needs to be in your contractor's agreement. They give me a deadline date. Every day on that deadline date is a subtraction from the pay that is owed for that particular work that to be completed. Like I said, contractors is a whole lot. It's a whole lot. That's something that, we may need to have just a live for how to manage these contractors in the best way to do it. Contractors math is off. I don't like contractors math. I want, one thing about it, I don't want a contractor to give me a one number. It's $100 a square feet. Okay. My basement, there's nothing in my basement. So why you charge me $100 for my basement if we're not putting anything in my basement? So I like itemized construction budgets for one. Make them itemized. I want to see every line item. I want to know exactly how much we spent on the windows and things of that nature. But it's a lot that we can cover with managing contractors.
Well, I got hustled so bad one time on a deal. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Wow, that was
I feel your pain.
First, he met me at Home Depot.
Lord have mercy.
I don't know why. I don't know what, I don't know what it is about me, but when I'm out, it'll be tons of people. You be at a gas station, I'll be maybe pumping some gas or something. Every tank is, every spot is filled. And I'm the one person, somebody to come up and ask for some money.
You look like you don't give it. Some people got that giving spirit.
You're so nice.
I can be. They don't know that.
Their energy saying, "Hey,
we could be in the now. Of course, they probably asking more than me. But when I'm looking around, I'm like, man, all these other people, they be in the mall or somewhere. And I'll give you the better example. Walmart. This lady, all those people. It was one of those really busy days in Walmart. She didn't. I saw the note. It seemed like somebody following you or something. And this lady didn't come up to me and ask me what I pay for all her groceries. I said, I can't do that. Man. So she started explaining, what was going on in her life or whatever. And
you didn't pay for all the groceries.
I didn't do that. What I did was I looked in her basket. I forget what was in there, but I picked out items I thought she needed and said, I'll pay for these. But, I'm not going to give you the money. We're going to go up there, pay for it. And, I assume I guess she could go up there and return and stuff if she wanted. Well, no, they're going to need a debit card. I use my debit card. But anyway, so it just happened. But my point is, going back to the real estate, I was at Home Depot, with my bag going out the door. And this dude came and said, hey, man, just introduced himself, gave me his business card, told me and he was right on time because I was actually in the hunt for someone to do some work on a rental property me and my brother had at one time. And the way he would do me is, okay, so he started on the roof. What he would do is I would come out, probably half the roof would be done. I could visibly see it. And he said, man, I'm gonna probably finish this later on today. Go ahead and I'm gonna start on the windows tomorrow, so you can go ahead and advance me on those. So I would do that, and then I came back out. The roof was still in the same place, and then he started on the windows, and he did it there. So after probably about 4 times of that, old dummy here got it. Hey, so I told one of my friends, and I told him what his name. He said his last name was. I don't even know what his first name was. He just went by Brown. He said, Brown. He said, oh, he just started dying laughing. He said, he said, why you didn't call me? He said, I you know what I'm saying? He said, man, Brown is notorious for what he just did to you.
Right.
How about probably 10 years then passed? Well, not that many. Probably 5 years passed by. And I'm going into Home Depot. And somebody said, hey, man, what's going on? Now, I didn't see him. He saw me. And it was him. This how big of just what's the word I'm looking for? He didn't hustle me for thousands of dollars, and he has no shame. What do you call those people?
Still networking.
What is a term? Is a term for that?
I mean,
What?
you have the audacity.
No, that ain't the word I think I'm looking for. But he knew he hustled me out of
Right.
thousands of dollars, and
Right.
he came up to like we were buddies.
That sounds like a lot of people in Atlanta. Did you just scam my friend yesterday? What is he doing?
Oh, he got me good.
And that's what they do. They just keep going project to project, not finishing any project. I know a lot of projects don't finish because of a GC. A GC, they budget wrong. They take it too long to finish your project. They, they low budgeted so they can get the job, and then they get the job is a lot more than what they say it was. Now you got to scramble trying to find them more money to finish it. It's a lot. It's a whole lot.
I consider this dude a friend of mine. And he did a lot of the work here in this office / studio. He did this wall behind us, right? And so, but I know how to handle him though. See, his issue is he can do the work. He can build a house from the ground up.
Yeah.
Right. He's not gonna leave you hanging on the job. His thing is always he's gonna give you an amount. The price is gonna be good or whatever, and then he gonna always come back to you with this one phrase.
A little bit more.
Add-ons. I say what? I say ain't no add-ons. I say you're the expert.
Exactly.
You gave me a price.
You got to get the numbers right the first time.
Yeah, you gave me a price, and if it's wrong, you got to eat that.
You got to eat it, and that's another thing. You deal with contract, make them eat it. Anything over this price, you eating that. That's coming out your pay, not mine.
And you eating that. You the expert.
Yeah.
I don't care what you didn't see. I can't see behind that wall. You should have got behind it. You're the expert.
And you like
that game.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the game that they play. They play that game right there.
And then I referred him to one of my friends, and he did her like that. I had already told him.
Now you referred.
Wait a minute, but I had already told her it was gonna happen, and she handled it the right way. She checked him. He wanted to did it, but he wants the job, and he's gonna underbid. I told him you're too good. You're too good not to get paid, real money, because you can do anything when it comes to that. So, but he thinks someone's not going to give him the job if he doesn't give them a low price or whatever. Now, his other problem is he can do the work, and some stuff you just got to have help with. And so, but he only has guys with him that can basically only just hold stuff, hand you a hammer, and this.
No craftsmen.
So I said, man, you got to bid based on what it's going to call you to get the appropriate amount of labor so you can do it in a timely fashion. Then he's slow too. But that's slow because he's trying to do everything himself. He's only having help to hold stuff or to hand him stuff. And, he just, but anyway, that's a long story short.
But no, that's what I started to realize. The more I'm in this space and flipping and dealing with the contractors, I really realized the issue is not the fact that the contractors are not craftsmen and cannot do the job. It's the fact that they don't know how to run the operations. It's more than hammering. It's project management. It's accounting. It's scheduling. And that's where they fell at. And they need to have someone at a desk somewhere, making sure they're counting is on point. They need somewhere that's making sure that they're scheduling things. But you have one contract, you have one person that's trying to hire all the subcontractors, oversee them, make sure the material is coming in. He's also scheduling. He's also doing the accounting. He's also project managing. And I realized that's the reason why a lot of contractors fail. It's not because they're not good at what they do. They don't have the right team to run the operations or running the business to be a contractor.
Yeah, simply put, they have the skills to do the job, but they don't know how to run a business.
They don't know how to run a business, and that's where they fail at every time.
A lot of people like that open restaurants, they can cook good food, but they don't understand it's actually running a business, and a lot of times restaurants will fail, not because the food is not good, they don't know how to run a business.
That's what it is. So, I would encourage you, when you do your interview, just see if they got a full team, because that really matters. One person cannot do everything. And then, especially if you got 10 jobs or 6, 7 jobs going on, and you're the one that's overseeing everything, it's impossible. He is going to drop balls.
Yeah.
It's just humanly impossible.
Well, good question from TikTok. Not
It
that
is.
they're not all good, but good question from TikTok.
All right, we got someone in the chat. He been waiting. I'm sorry, D-Ray. I'm about to add him to the stream.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. What's happening?
What's going on, brother? Hey, I just had a quick question, man. I've been following for a while, man, trying to jump into the whole the house flipping game and stuff, man, for like at least like the past 3 or 4 months. So I finally decided to go ahead with it, and I purchased my bandit signs, and literally they just came in today. Where I am in Virginia, we're about to go through this snowstorm and stuff, man. So I got more time to try to plot my next move and stuff. So I just wanted to see what would you suggest outside of like dropping for dollars and you know what I'm saying, all this kind of stuff, man. What would be my beneficial next step as far as like trying to dive right into it, because I'm trying to get it started ASAP.
Well, appreciate you joining us, number one. So are you comfortable with cold calling?
Oh, without a doubt, I recruited for the military, for the Navy, man, for 3 years. So cold calling was number one.
Well, yeah. So what I would recommend, I have a video. What is it? It's titled "Build." It ain't even a week. It ain't even 2 weeks old. I know it's maybe not even be a week old, but it's called "Build the Best List to Find Motivated Sellers." It's one of my more recent videos, and so I think the thumbnail has 3 houses on there with numbers and this Flipman character on there squatting or something. But anyway, so just look at that video to build your list, and then you'll skip trace it, because I have videos on that too. And then, use that skill that the military, you said the military, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Use that skill that they've trained you on to make your own, to run, to produce and generate daily leads. That's simply it. You're going to be locked, well, not locked up, but you're going to be trapped because of the weather. And, use that. Guess what? Everybody else is going to be trapped too. You know what I'm saying? So it should be a great opportunity to reach out to a lot of people. They're at home, can't go anywhere. So you can put that list together tonight and be ready to rock and roll in the morning on it. So that's what I recommend. I have a couple of videos on, what to say basically. So just do a search on, I think you text the word script. I think we still got that going. Text the word script to the 205-964-5243. That video will help. And then I did a recent video on what to say to sellers. You just put what to say to sellers and Flipman, and that video will help also. So take advantage of that training and your probably natural ability to just communicate with people and start cold calling, man. Build you a list. I would probably start with a good list. Even though in the video I'm showing you different ways to do it. Do a senior owners list. The other day, Renikia, we looked up and this. What was my man's name? What's his name? Is his name?
D-Ray.
D-Ray. Yeah, we did we did was that Wednesday? Was that yesterday or Tuesday?
No, that was yesterday.
That was yesterday?
Yeah.
Okay, we looked up, I don't know how we got on the topic, but we started talking about baby boomers, right? So baby boomers, the age range right now, if I'm correct, is between 55 to about 75.
Mm.
They own, let me see.
44.
They own nearly 42, well, let me back up. 42%, they own, as far as the total number of homeowners in the country, they're 40. They own their numbers at 42% of that.
Wow.
Homeowners. I'm assuming they're not including additional real estate that they own. So the majority of the real estate is owned by that age group from 55 to 70, which makes sense.
It makes sense.
55 to 75, basically.
I'm surprised it's not more.
And well, that's what I'm saying. It's actually more.
Millennials are renting.
Homeowners. It's not. I'm assuming it didn't mean the real estate that they own. When we were just targeting single family, 42% of them are homeowners. So if they own additional residential property, that number is probably in the 60 percentile or higher or whatever. So that's what I would definitely do. If you want to add another, if the list is really large, add another layer to it and do out of state senior owners on top of that. If you pull a decent size list, a few thousand, and then you want to trim it down even more. So that'll create even a more of a niche that you can target.
Okay, cool. I definitely do that, man. I mean, like I said, I'm in because of the weather, so I got nothing but time.
Hey, that's what's up, man. So yeah, make that happen. Let us know what's up.
All right, we'll do.
You got any other questions?
No, that was it. That was it, man. Like I said, the sign just came in tonight, man. Probably like an hour ago.
You got one you can pull out and let us look at it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, let's see what
You
you got.
say in Virginia?
Yeah, he said it was in Virginia. Anything you want to add to that while you're getting the sign, Renee?
No, I think you hit it on the head regarding what needs to be done. And then the list.
So you guys can see it.
That's perfect.
Oh yeah, that looks good. That looks good.
Simple. Hey, straight to the point.
Oh
That's
yeah,
perfect.
Oh yeah.
And Virginia's a hot market too, so.
Okay.
Oh yeah. All right, D-Ray, man, we really appreciate you joining us.
All right, I appreciate it, man.
Let us know if we can help.
Congrats.
All right, we have Miss Amy Thomas. She's also in the chat.
Oh, she in the chat. So text Gator if you want to come on the live stream, get pushed to the front of the line. Boom.
All right. Hello.
Hi, how you guys
Hello.
doing? Hi, Flip Man.
What's happening?
How you guys?
Hello, how are you?
Good. I have a question. I have two questions actually. The first one, we have a potential seller that's trying to sell a mobile home park. Well, I wouldn't really say a park. It has 7 single wides and 2 double wides, and they want to sell it in a bundle. Should we estimate the value of each home individually, or should we put it as a bundle?
Well,
When we're trying to get a price, what we're going to offer to them.
They don't have to be moved, right? They selling the entire property.
No. Each unit sits on an acre of land. It's a total of 9 acres total.
You can go on that one first, Renika, if you want to. Or as far as you want me to go?
No, it's great. It's going in and out, but as far as individual, I mean, of course, you don't want to overpay for an asset, so just to know what each home is valued at is great to know that. I mean, honestly, I just like to know what I'm buying, so a lot of times when people are selling bulk deals, there's always 1 or 2 great shiny deals, and then there's like 1 or 2 smaller deals that just not added up to the value. So why would I pay, if every one of my mobile homes, if I divide it by is $100, there's 2 that is really worth $25,000. Why would I pay $100,000 for a property that's only worth $25,000? So I personally like to break it down, so I know exactly what the value is. So I'm not overpaying more than what the value of the properties are. So I like to take a look at it and look at it individually. Now you may take a look at it and realize, it's only $10,000 over. Let's still make that work, but at least what the value of your assets are walking into it.
Okay.
Because you overpay for real estate, all it does is decrease your return because you overpaid for it, and then you have this cash flow that's coming in an overpaid asset. So it's only going to decrease your return as well if you overpay.
Okay.
But
They actually have
overpay
cash flow.
sometimes.
So.
Well, let me ask you: are they all rented?
Yes, they're all rented out.
What's the gross amount? What's the gross income per month?
I didn't get it for all of them, but I know for 2 of them it's $700 a month.
Each?
He's supposed to be sending us the information for all the other properties.
Okay, so basically you're just going to collect what the gross amount of income that he's collecting each month, which that'll help you obviously figure out the annual amount, and then whatever expenses are associated with running that location, if any. Are they all paying their own utilities? Is he responsible for anything such as water or garbage or whatever? So they're paying all their own utilities?
Own fees.
Mm-hmm.
They're paying their own electric and water and stuff.
Okay, boom. That's even
It
more.
comes with the land too?
Yeah,
Yes.
he's selling everything. He's selling the
So it comes
land.
with the land.
He's selling the whole property. Yeah. So
How much is the bundle package?
We haven't estimated yet the whole 7 of them. He only sent us 2, and then he had to speak with his family member, and they decided they want to go ahead and sell all 9 of them instead of selling them individually. So he came to us today and say, "Hey, would you guys be willing to take on the whole, 9 and just buy all of it?" So that's why we're trying to figure out, do we just individually do the estimate of how much we will offer for each individual one, and then kind of group all those together and just give them like one flat offer that way?
Yeah, I would because you don't have to move them, so it's really like you're almost buying an apartment complex, basically a 9-unit apartment complex, basically. So first you got to collect the gross income and whatever expenses are associated with it. Sounds like the only thing that may be associated with that is taxes on the property and maybe insurance, of course. And since they're paying everything, I don't know if there's any maintenance needed on any of them, but if they all rented, so it's just going to boil down to, number one, how much he wants for them, what the expenses are, what the gross income is. So you need to get an actual price for them for the entire property and go from there. If you shoot me the numbers, once you get that information, I'll give you my 2 cents on it.
Okay, that sounds great. Thank you. Because I was wondering how, once we get all that information, how do we present this to a cash buyer who's willing to keep the tenants in there and keep the cash flow going?
It's sort of hard to say. It's sort of hard to say without the numbers, but you got to collect all of that so you can present it. Because they give you all that information, they still in la land on the price. So, but we got to first get what is producing as far as actual income, and then based on what they're selling it for, and obviously whatever expenses associated with it. And we can go from there.
Definitely. I'm definitely going to reach out to you, Flip, because I need a little legwork on how to do this part, because we're so used to doing individual houses, and this is the first time we've ever had anyone come and approach us with, because we've only been in the business like barely a year. And Flip, man, thank you, because honestly, watching you have changed our lives completely. So this really does work if you put in the work and you be consistent at it. We're actually about to close on a $27,000 deal tomorrow.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Congratulations.
I love it.
Yes.
Obviously, you're here on camera now, so you would probably like to share your story.
Oh, wow. Well, I got my son with me too. So yeah, I guess we can.
Yeah, so just hook me up. We'll do an official interview, and we'll
What's
put
going
it out
on,
there to the
Flip?
people. What's happening, man?
Hey, you the man, Flip. You the man, Flip. What's up there, Rick?
Hello.
All right, man. So,
honestly, back in I believe it was April. So my son just kind of locked himself in the room for like 3 weeks and started watching. First, I think it was Maxwell. Then he got a hold of you, and he just started watching all of your videos.
Binge watched.
I mean, constantly did not come out of his room for nothing.
Right.
And at first I was like, that's your thing. You do that. I got my own thing. I'm working. I don't really want to get into that. And then when I kind of just start watching your videos myself, I'm like, yeah, I'm like, man, we're so in the wrong field right now. We could be making our own money, breaking, generational curses, building generational wealth. I'm like, and we just been going hard, really, really hard. Actually, we closing on, like I said, tomorrow, 27,000. Just in December 28th, we closed on a 24,000. So we just been truly blessed, and it's just it's a lot of work though, but it's been very blessed, very blessed. I do have a question though, because I'm a little we had a deal last week, and I'm gonna get off because I know other people. We had a deal last week, and the seller came to us the day before closing and said he did not want to sell his house. What can you do in situations like that?
It's going to happen. That's not that often. The way I look at it is, if you do this long enough, you're going to put properties under contract that you can't close on either.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? That's where I basically run my entire life. whatever I'm willing to dish out, I'm willing to take. Period. You know what I'm saying? I may
Yeah.
not feel good about it. I might be
No,
running
my
moaning
feelings
and
was hurt
groaning,
because I was
but
looking
hey,
forward to
I
that.
can't trip about it for real. So whatever I'm willing to dish out, I'm willing to take,
I understand that.
good or bad.
I
So,
understand that.
so I just let that roll. You know what I'm saying? Now you could go just if that doesn't work for you, you could have went and recorded a memorandum of contract. You know, just to cloud the title, whatever. You know, but I'm just like, okay, I ain't gonna try to make you sell to me because.
Nah, I mean, I was a
just,
little upset because I mean, when we do our deals, we have to, but that's the part of the job. You know, we kind of drive a long ways out. Like it's like an hour and a half one way, hour and a half. You know, we take a lot of time and we try to be very personable with our sellers and stuff like that. And he just dropped the bomb on us because somebody came behind us and told him that his house was worth more, and really wasn't worth more.
oh
But
wow.
Oh, wow.
yeah, so you know, it kind of got snuck from under our feet because
Oh wow.
I guess our
He
closing attorney was
oh
taking a little bit too long to get things finalized.
Right.
yeah. Well, what you think about that, Renika?
No, I mean, it happens. I mean, you know, of course, like you say, you can't cloud the title. But I look at it like this: I can't make anyone sell their property, you
That's
know.
true.
And I always put myself in their shoes. If I was them and I came across something I didn't want to sell it, I wouldn't want anyone to try to push me to sell my
That's
property
true.
either. So I try to extend that same courtesy to other people. I mean, of course, we want it. We put a lot of time into it. Is heartbreaking, but at the same time, it's business.
Yeah, it
And
truly is. That's
you have
right.
to
It's
we
business.
just accept it for what it is and keep going and just continue to build a rapport because, you know, it could be a time where, hey, he don't get what he think he can get for it. So he'll maybe reach back out to you or you'll call him back 2 or 3 weeks later and say, hey, just checking in, just continue to build that relationship and keep that relationship going. I mean, sometimes they'll feel some type of obligation to try to make it work or make something work for you because they dropped that ball. So,
Yeah,
but it's just
yeah.
business.
You're
You
right.
know?
Whatever's meant for you is going to be for you. So
Yeah.
that's how I look at things.
Yeah.
What market are you all in?
We're located in Raleigh, North Carolina.
Okay, you're in Raleigh. Okay, cool. Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
we're in
So
Raleigh.
just hit me up, and if you all want to do the interview, we'll record it and get it out. Just text me and say, hey, I'm the me and my son. I remember. You know. What I'm
Okay,
saying?
don't forget now,
I
Flip.
love the duo. I love the mom and son duo. Though.
Oh
I
yeah,
love that.
beautiful.
Yeah,
I wish we would do more of that because a lot of times, our parents have better credit. They have, a bigger savings. They have so much more. And a lot of times we got the knowledge, we got the energy. We can go out there and do the most. And if we bridge those two gaps, man, we can really create something within our family. But
And
we got to trust one another. We got to want to build one another.
that is so true. So we're trying to get all of our family on board, but right now people are thinking like, yeah, that's you guys' things, but they just don't know that it's just so much abundance out here to be made.
A
Oh,
house
yeah.
for everybody.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's enough for every
Hey.
single body.
It is.
Yes.
Well, guys, I'm not going to take up any more of your time, but Flip, we will be texting you. And Renika, thank you guys so
Thank
much.
you.
And ladies,
All right.
in the behind the cameras, y'all guys do such a great job as well. So thank you guys.
All right, we really appreciate it. Thank you,
All right,
thank you,
bye-bye.
thank you. That's beautiful. That is beautiful. Oh wow.
Like excellent.
Oh yeah.
That's Black excellence right there.
Oh yeah.
That is given Black
That's beautiful.
excellence right there.
Okay, we got somebody else in the chat.
Let's get it.
Okay,
Let's
check
get it.
on check.
Let's do
Got the hotline
this.
going.
Let's knock out a couple of Instagram and TikTok. We don't
Yeah,
want
because they about to be mad.
Yeah, we don't want to. We're
have
gonna
one
get to you in
Instagram.
the stream.
Okay, so the question on Instagram is, I'm starting out, what's the first thing I should do?
Okay, so someone on Instagram is asking the main question, starting out, what's the first thing they should do? Well, you already started, right? You started because you're interested and you're here watching this and you're looking for more information. So boom, I got you. Everything you need to know is right there on my YouTube channel. Like really, everything you need to know is on my YouTube channel. We just, I don't know if you can hear, you can go back. What time they got on? Probably it's 39 in. So probably about 34 minutes in on the YouTube replay. Go back and watch what we just, the young lady just talked, her and her son. They started out just watching the videos. Her son, she said he basically locked himself in a room for 3 weeks and binged on my information, and boom, 24,000 back in December. Another 27,000 tomorrow. That's 41. I'm sorry, that's $51,000. You tell me if it's not worth you locking yourself in a room for a month and changing your financial situation. So once you go through those videos, guess what's going to happen? You're going to know what to do.
Know exactly.
Period. It's going to become magical. It's going to like just ding. Oh my God, what have I been doing all my life? Yeah.
So this one is on TikTok. I buy foreclosures. Do you work with us?
We will work with you. Hit me up, 205-964-5243. You got some bread, we work. Tyrone is open for business and you got some bread.
Do you want me to ask one more?
If it's simple, yeah.
Okay, on TikTok, best place for lenders with no credit. I own it free and clear, but needs work.
That's a Renika question. You heard it.
You said best place for a lender with no credit?
Yeah,
Yes.
But they have a property though. They own a property that they're trying to get some money out of it, I guess.
Yeah, they say they own it free and clear, but it needs work.
Is it rented? Is it occupied or is it vacant?
Okay.
Well, yeah, answer. She wants to know, is it occupied or vacant? So we'll come back to them. Okay, go ahead,
Yeah.
Jessica.
And what is no credit? 500, 600,
Yeah,
620.
define no credit.
What's no credit?
Yeah, define no credit.
All right. DeQuilin. I don't want to say your name wrong, but he was just here now. It's black.
Okay, all right, we'll go somebody else.
Okay.
What you got? Gator, if you want to join us on the live stream, just text Gator and follow the instructions.
Okay, I see he's back. I'm about to add him to the chat.
Okay, he's back.
Hey.
There he is. What's happening, man?
It's good.
How y'all doing? I really just I'm blessed. I've been trying to do it for like 2 weeks. What's the best like marketing list I should go for? Because I've been making calls and I make like 200 calls a day and I'm getting nothing.
Okay, so you've been cold calling for a couple of weeks and you doing about 200 calls per day. That's impressive. Define getting nothing. Are you talking to people or define getting nothing?
I mean, nothing like no deals. I done got people hung up on me and people tell me I got most of them are wholesale investors. That's all I really been reaching, other wholesalers.
Oh, okay. I thought okay.
On
Let me back up then. So I assumed you didn't build a list of homeowners, people that own real estate, or you just called it stuff that you can find online? I think his internet is.
I've been looking getting like list off here.
What do you say?
What are you saying?
Vacant list on Real Pro.
Vacant list on Real Pro.
On Real Pro. Now I'm not familiar with Real Pro. A video that I put out, as I mentioned, I thought I had a text for that, but I guess I don't. But anyway,
What's the name of it?
the video is a video that I produced. I uploaded a week or so ago. Build the best buyers list. Just put on there build. Just do a search for Flipman build list motivated sellers. Just do that and watch that video. It's going to show you how to build just more than a vacant list. That's okay, but you can get a little bit more honed in on a particular list that you may find more motivated sellers. So watch that particular video, and you can build a list based off some of those filters and criteria. Is what I would suggest to you. If you're willing to make calls, my man, you're number one. I commend you on that. So you'll be okay. You just need the right list and the right tools. Even with the list that you're working now, you'll probably end up actually getting someone. You just got to still be patient with it and put the work in. But I think you can build a little better list there to give you better results. I think he froze, but I think his internet bad. But he can go back and watch it. Yeah, his internet froze.
Okay.
Yeah, my man. If you're hearing this, if you didn't hear what I said, you can go back and watch this at about the 40-minute mark on the YouTube version.
Yeah. Okay. Let me scroll back up.
You got anything on Instagram? We hadn't got them.
Oh yeah, I have.
Let her do it. Oh well, I guess we will.
Yeah.
Okay, so the question on Instagram is, after you get a house under contract, how should you market the house?
Okay. Once you get a house under contract, how should you market the house? Okay, so okay, well, these are just the normal places that you'll just market a property. You just social media start there. So Facebook is good for this. You want to join as many wholesaler groups, especially real estate investment groups and wholesaler groups local to that market and national. You can join my group, Wholesaling Real Estate with the Flip Man, by simply texting the word group to the number 205-964-5243. You want to post on Facebook Marketplace. You want to post on Craigslist. All of that's, well, I think Craigslist start charging now, but you post there also. You want to put signs out in the area, similar to this right here. Put signs out in the area. You know, people that investors that frequent that area, they know a deal when they see it, right? You know, people that invest in that area and they're riding around and see a number. Oh, I need to call that number. You know, I know this is a $150,000 neighborhood and they're saying they'll take 75. I need to at least call them to see what's up or whatever. So you want to do that. Use old Google and just simply do a search. Sell my house fast in the name of the city. Those first 2 or 3 pages of results are going to be some real players in your market. If it's nothing else but other wholesalers, some of those will be the cash buyers themselves. So to spend a lot of money to be on those pages. What else can you do? Oh my God, what am I thinking about? Text the word buyers to the 205-964-5243. And in that video, I show you how to work with real estate agents to help you find a buyer, right? So those are going to be some of the best methods to do so. What do you think, baby girl?
You know you got that 100%. So that's 100%. I concur.
All right. I have a lot of them on YouTube, so I'm just gonna kind of start at the bottom and then scroll back up.
Okay.
This one says, if you're wholesaling in Brooklyn, it is very expensive. 2 questions. How do you determine your fee and max allowable offer?
Okay. You want to roll with that, Renika? They say wholesaling in Brooklyn is very expensive. How do you determine how much money you're going to make?
Well, I mean, of course, you pull up the, you have your calculator, but it doesn't matter about how expensive things is. I mean, because no matter how expensive it is, there's after repair value that is actually more valuable than what the real estate as is value is. So as long as there is equity, as long as their ability to gentrify area. One thing I would say about Brooklyn, the entire Brooklyn can be gentrified, and any given place could be $1 million, $1.5 million, $2 million valuation. So it really all depends on the after repair value. That's how you find your fee, and that's how you find your your maximum allowable offer, by understanding if my end buyer come in, purchase this property, rehab it, what can they flip this property out for? And that spread, that equity that you can flip that property out for, really determines how your maximum fee. You know, so it really don't matter. We can wholesale in California, we can wholesale it anywhere as long as there's equity in a deal.
I concur. Text the letters GD to this number, and that video will help break it down in the visual format. Now, in a market like that New York market, whereas we generally use 70% around the rest of the country for the most part, you could probably get away with 80% in the calculator. And you may not know what I mean, but there's a simple formula that you use to determine if you possibly have an opportunity. You do 70% times the ARV, which is the after repair value, which means how much will the house sell for, how much will it appraise for, how much will it appraise for in extra condition, minus repairs, you get your numbers. But that video, if you text the letter GD, it explains that. So the calculator that I have on my site, digulator.com, You text DC, D as in deal, C as in calculator, to the number. It'll send you the link to that actual calculator. It automatically has it defaulted at 70%, but you can change it. So for that market, I would change it to 80%. You run your numbers on the ARV, come up with a pair estimate, which I explained in this video here. And you'll be able to come up with a number that you can make offers on, or at least accept offers on from sell prices from sellers. But at the end of the day, as Renika said, it's going to depend on the numbers. And the only difference for you is the most significant difference is, don't get caught up in what prices of real estate is in New York City. The prices are that for one reason only.
Mm-hmm.
People can afford it.
People can afford it.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
You'll do the exact same thing I do right here in Birmingham, Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
My little old check would be my little check may be 8, 9, 10 grand. Yours would be 40. And that might be consistent.
That's where you want to be.
Yeah, 40.
Brooklyn, New York, Cali.
Yeah. Yours will be 40, and that will be normal.
Couple wholesale deals, y'all may be good for the year, you know, but yeah.
All right. This one says, it's from YouTube. He said, I'm about to get 100 properties under contract. Can I get a proof of funds for all of them at once?
Renikia?
Are you looking to purchase, or you want to wholesale it?
Well, yeah. That's one question. Now, just because you can get 100 under a contract, we're assuming this is a deal.
Right. 100 deals. I mean, what are we doing?
If I just want to go out there and put stuff on the contract, the world is mine. You know what I'm saying? You know, what makes that 100 properties a deal? Is it a portfolio that's, I don't know, we'll just throw a number out. If it's a $4 million portfolio and you can get it for $2 million,
right?
Okay, we're talking about something.
Mm-hmm.
Or if you can get it for $3 million, that's a 30% discount, 25% discount. So, but if it's worth $4 million, you're getting it for 3.97. That's not a deal.
If you wholesaling it, could you break it up? Are they looking for you? Now you have to find an end buyer that can purchase all 100 of them if the seller don't want to break them up.
He said he's trying to wholesale it.
You know what makes this a deal?
Yeah.
You know, I would love to hear more. We could possibly partner if you're interested.
And it's one of them things. What is the realpof.com they can get a proof of funds if they
I don't know if they can proof up for 100 houses unless they all you know what I'm saying. It's normally only around $1 million. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think that's gonna get it. But that wouldn't be an issue. If it's a deal, we can make that happen.
You can make it work if it's a deal. You got a deal.
If it's a deal, we can get the proof of funds. Trust me.
He said each property is $50K but worth more.
He say $50K but worth more. So what's the AR?
Are they gonna sell it?
All of them, all of them are what you can get them for 50. Is the ARV pretty much the same for the rest of them? If so, what is that number?
And can you break it down?
Are they all currently producing income? All of that factors in on there's a lot of details got to go into a package like this. It's just not going to be cut and dry unless it's just all 100 properties just you're basically buying a subdivision. You know, if it's something like that, then it's a lot easier, but you still got to get a lot of data to determine if it's an opportunity or not. So,
and it's not a lot of buyers that can buy 100 properties at a time.
No.
You know, so most likely the average investor gonna come in and want to cherry pick your list. Yeah. So now you got to figure out, well, can you sell them individually if somebody want to come in and cherry pick? Because it's very slim when it comes to trying to sell a whole package deal like that. When it comes to trying to find a buyer for it.
So yeah, that's a $5 million. That's a $5 million. $5 million. If my math is right, yeah, that's $5 million you got to show. You know, something like that. So, but it wouldn't be a problem if it's a deal. Trust me, we can make it happen.
Yes.
The max was 1 million when he talked to a company.
Yeah, most companies are going to be around that million markers for the proof of funds. But if it's a deal, we can proof up.
Right. And I can finance it too. So if you do find an end buyer, I can finance this 100 property portfolio if you do find an end buyer for it that wants it. 20%. You can control the whole 100 portfolio for 20%.
$1 million.
So,
If y'all didn't know what 20% of 5 million is, am I right on that? Yeah,
is
$1
that
million.
1 million
Yes.
per day? So, yeah. That alone right there is your buyers list is dueling down because everybody don't have $1 million to put up.
Yeah.
All right, this one says, hello, Ty. I want to partner with you on storage facilities. I'm talking to our owner of 300 units, of which 90 are leased, but he won't give me the gross monthly income or gross yearly expenses. I need advice.
Okay, cool. All right. So yeah, just hit me up. But if he won't give you that information, if you have a conversation back with him and said, just ask him, sort of put a little snicker in it. Say, Mr. Johnson, would you buy a property if you didn't know how much
Right.
it was making? Would
He
you do that?
cannot be the direct. There
You
gotta
know
be somebody in
what
between because there's no way they're not giving up that type of information.
I'm saying? And then you're only at 30% capacity.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You're huh?
Right. You need to give up all the information.
All the information. 300 units and only 90 are rented?
Exactly.
Huh?
Mm.
Yeah, that's
Let me see what that is.
really low.
That's wrong.
Percentages. Phew.
But I mean, so even run your numbers, you need to know the gross rent
Yeah,
and the
I
expenses.
thought my math was right.
That's right, 30%.
Yeah.
Well, 50% would be 150. So yeah, it's about right.
Huh?
The guy with the proof of funds, he said that he's been texting us. Should he email you the info on all the properties?
Well, just text me first, then I'll give him an email address to send it to.
Okay, so I just want to acknowledge this question on Instagram.
Oh, while we talking about deals and see people, I do this. Part of the reason I do this is networking. Win.
Mhm.
You win, she wins, everybody can win. We can all eat. All the calories we can stand. Text the word units. Text the word units if you got to see. He just was talking about self-storage. So text the word units, and that video explained how we can get down on mini storage, self-storage. That even puts small towns into play. We want to deal with the mom and pop operation. We want to deal with these jokers that got 300 units and only 90 rented.
And that's what you want. That's what the deal is. The deal is in. That's the deal. We finance storage facilities for anybody that's trying to purchase. So.
That's what's up.
Shoot 30-year mortgages.
Okay, so I'm going to ask a question from Instagram and another one from TikTok. But before I do that, there is somebody that asked a question that was similar to a question just asked a little bit ago that was answered. So I'm just going to acknowledge this. Fat 1973, they wanted to know how to estimate the value of some mobile homes, like a package. This question was answered earlier.
Well, it really wasn't a question answered. Well, I guess it was, but that was that situation. Something like that, just text me and we can communicate about it. Unless they got all the information there, like the number of units. Okay, yeah, text me on it.
Yeah.
So, we would need more information. Whenever you evaluate any type of package, you're talking multiple properties, the income that is producing and or can produce, is such a huge part of the deal. Obviously price is going to factor in, but that determines if the price is justified or not, how big of an opportunity of any exists. So.
Okay, so here's the question that I'd like to ask. This is a question on TikTok. What should I say to a seller when they ask, how did I get their number?
Google, the internet.
Right, public records.
That's it.
Okay, so here's another question, and this one is on Instagram. How do you run comps on a house that doesn't have an ARV but has an assessed value?
I guess they're saying what happens if there are no comps. All right. If there are no comparable sales, if you don't know what that means, part of the process of determining what a house will appraise for, well, the price, that is the process of determining if a house, what it'll sell for once it's fixed up, aka an appraiser. We look at other houses that have sold within a certain range, a distance of that house, certain square footage, certain year built, certain time frame as far as going back a year or whatever. So I don't know what they're using to comp with. If it's not pulling anything, either one of three things is happening. Either the house is a lot smaller than what the normal house is, and whatever service you're using is defaulted to maybe go up or down 20%, and it's not pulling anything. So you may have to adjust the square footage if it will allow you. And it may pull some comps, then you have to somewhat compare it and then do your numbers based on price per square foot times your square footage. Or the house is too large, it's a lot larger as far as square footage than the normal size house in there. If that's not either one of the situations, then there are no comps, that normally means it's not going to be in the buyers for the purpose of wholesaling. So that's something you don't want to, in my opinion, waste a lot of time on it or whatever. If we're talking about a house or we're talking about wholesaling. So.
I agree. I mean, comps is very important. I mean, if you, I have received appraisals with comps, because that's very important to Todd's point. Sometimes your house could be a 3-1, so you're looking for other 3-1s, but really everybody have converted all of the neighborhoods into 3-2s. So if you are not looking for 3-2s, that may not be pulled in your comp search. So sometimes if you are comping a 3-1, I will always look at it as a 3-2, especially if you're doing a flip, because most likely an end buyer don't want a house with one bathroom. So that could be an issue. But I have seen appraisals come back. For some reason, they'll come back and there'll be a comp 20 miles away. And that's what you would normally do. So you'll normally keep going out mile after mile after mile until you find something that is comparable. But to be honest with you, anything after about 3 miles is just not your real comp. And it has to be somewhat alarming to you. Should I even buy this if my comp is 20 miles away? That creates a red flag. Is there enough buyers and sellers in this area for me to even invest into this area? So you really want your comps within about 2 miles, really within the same subdivision, then go out a half a mile, a quarter mile until you find those comps up to 2 to 3 miles. Anything beyond that, like Todd said, it just may not be a deal that you should invest in. Could be a deal, but it may not be the deal you should invest in.
All right. I've seen this question on here a few times. It's from B&F Investments. They said that I have a fire damaged property, but the seller seems to want more for the house than it's worth. The ARV is $160K. What should my offer be?
Well, we don't know what the repair costs are. But we'd have to have an idea of the repair. It is a fire damaged property. You're just going to have people, they're just not going to be motivated to sell. They probably have already gotten their money from the insurance. It's no big deal to them. You know what I'm saying? Whether they sell it or not, if they can't get the price what they think is worth, you do this long enough, you'll see. You know, people going to want absolutely, they're going to want a lot for absolutely trash. You know what I'm saying? They're like, what do you think? Well, my question is, well, how did you arrive at that number? You know, that needs to be a common question. I don't know. I just thought that's what it's worth to me. You know what I'm saying?
They got family member values. They son grew up in it. Grandmama left it there. They got all types of value into the value that has nothing to do with the true value. But one thing about it, you could work numbers backwards. You know the ARV is 160, 70% of 160 is 112. Now you have to realize in that 112, how much will the rehab be? If the rehab is 100,000, then your maximum offer should be 12,000. You know, so you can work it backwards since you do know the ARV. Now, like Ty said, figure out what those repairs is. If the repairs is, say, if it's 100,000, you know that, hey, my maximum offer to them would be 12,000 or whatever the case would be. So, that's another way to just kind of work the numbers backwards.
All right. This one says, when working with real estate agents, what is the best way to go about handling the contract? Should I include the agent's 3% in my own contract to give to title, or will we use the agent's contract?
Agents are only going to use their contract, period. Trust me,
Period.
their fee is going to be in the contract.
Then they're gonna sign off on it too.
Oh, yeah. Now, agents are only going to use their contract. You all assuming have already discussed what you're willing to pay them. And trust me, they'll have it included in the agreement. So, yeah, just
And if you're the
standard
seller,
practice.
9 times out of 10, that fee falls on the seller's side.
But the sellers, sometimes agents, they want to double dip if their state allows it. So
They can.
the way they pose the question to you is, are you comfortable with compensating agents? I mean, yeah, 3%, yeah. So obviously the numbers have to work for you. You may not be making that much. You can't. I guess you can. I actually have done a deal before where an agent made more than I made on the deal. I don't like that, but what's half a zero?
All right. And it all add up. All adds up.
Okay. She had the only buyer that was interested in it. Hey, let's get it.
Sometimes it's just about closing. It's just closing.
Let's move on. You know what I'm saying? So let me get it. Hey, let's get it.
Okay, so I have two different questions on tax deeds on TikTok. One says, so I take it, I guess they're saying about what you said earlier about wholesalers. So I take it you're saying wholesalers are the same as tax deed buyer?
Well,
Tax
tax deed buyer, nah. Well, we like to all consider it's just under the one umbrella of real estate investing. Tax deed purchasing is a form of, can be, of real estate investing. So, but as far as wholesaling, it's really not the same thing. Now, as a wholesaler, you can use a tax lien or whatever list as a potential motivated seller, but per se buying the tax lien, that's not the same thing as wholesaling.
Okay, and the next one is best source for tax deed attorneys. It's a question from another person, but it was back to back, so.
Is it best to work with tax deed attorneys?
No, it says, what is the best source for tax deed attorneys?
Well, you use the power of the internet, social media, or just simply Google, tax deed attorneys, whatever the name of the city. Trust
in
me.
your city.
The screen's going to fill up with them.
That's right.
Because all closing attorneys don't do quiet titles and stuff like that. So it is a special attorney that does specialize in quiet titles and foreclosures and stuff like that. So, but that's Googleable.
Yeah, and they'll normally, if you call somebody, they say, well, we don't do it, but this firm here, this guy, he specializes in those. Normally they'll refer each other or whatever. So.
Okay, so this one is just a request from somebody, and this is on Instagram. They're asking you if you can make an updated video on how to find apartments to wholesale.
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay.
See.
So I have one last question on Instagram. Oh gosh. Okay. How do you run comps on a house? No. I already read that one. So I'm sorry. I guess this is it.
Okay.
We got somebody.
Let's see.
Nobody in the green room.
No, won't have nobody in the green room right now.
In the gator room. That's what I was
In the gator room.
In the gator room.
I like the gator room. We don't call it gator room.
Okay. This one says, could lenders offer loans on a fix and flip, which the rehab is more than the purchase price, and what's the threshold?
That's a really great question. We do call those upside down deals. So, it is doable. I mean, we still do it, but it's sometimes a pushback. So say, for instance, we picking up a house for 30,000, but it needs $150,000 worth of work. So us as a lender, we look at that as an upside down deal. So we really just want the purchase to be somewhat close to the amount of rehab that you're doing. There's ways to kind of get around that, but it is considered an upside down deal. About 90% of lenders won't lend on it because they look at it like this. Okay, If you default on a property that's only worth 30,000 that we have escrowed 150,000, we lose. So a lender doesn't see that they can um, 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 reap their money out of a deal that's not worth the amount of money that they put out there. So that's one of the reasons why a lot of lenders don't like to lend on properties that is considered upside down deals. But there is a way around it. You have to understand what your property is worth. A lot of times, you pick it up for 30, you could put 200 into it. It's probably really worth about 60. You want to get somewhere, you want to figure out how to get closer to that 60 number so it doesn't look like as if it's a large threshold where it doesn't look like it's an upside down deal. Because I see that all the time. You pick up a property for 15, 20,000, but it's really worth 75.
All right. This one came from Facebook. They said, how can you wholesale without meeting up with anyone?
It's called virtual wholesaling. People run their entire operation that way. Just to have the people in place to make it work. Some people, even locally, they never leave office. They'll have a person go out and take the pictures. Well, I guess we do some of that or whatever. But you probably work up to that. But again, some people start out virtual wholesaling. So now it's just being able to network with individuals, or you all may already have those in place. You just need to execute, generate leads, negotiate deals, put them under contract, find a buyer for it, pick up a check.
Now, I wouldn't say you have to meet up, but you definitely got to have somebody boots on the ground that's meeting up and, moving for you on your behalf.
Mm-hmm.
It makes it hard if you don't have those people. Now you got to get your buyer got to go out and meet the homeowner, and that could be an issue in itself. So you don't have to necessarily meet up with anyone, but you definitely want to hear it. You definitely want to have teammates on the ground that can meet up with the people that you need to meet up with if you're not there.
All right. Let's see. This one says, I pulled a pre-foreclosure list and most of the list is bankruptcy. Should I reach out or run away?
Renika, good question. I hadn't done a lot of bankruptcy situations. How does that work? And I don't know if the state laws may differ on that, but if a house is tied into a bankruptcy, is there anything will they separate that from the rest of the debt, or if someone's trying to buy the house?
If there's a lien on it, where a lot of times once it's in bankruptcy, you almost can't touch that asset. But if there's a lien on it, because you have to convey a clear title, you can't sell it. But if there's no lien on it, I don't see why they can't sell it. But 9 times out of 10, when you're going through a bankruptcy, they tie all of your assets into that case that you can't sell those assets.
Okay, that's what I thought. So, but they said I pulled a pre-foreclosure list and most of the list is bankruptcy. That may just be a timing thing. I don't know. It depends on what state you're in. It may, the information at the courthouse may just be produced that way or whatever. But if not everything is in bankruptcy, then it just may be a timing thing on the list that you created. And
call them anyway. They may, call them and see what their process is. So let them know you want to buy it. A lot of times you have bankruptcy, you need to get rid of something. And just see if you can strike a deal, because you never know, that particular asset may not be in their bankruptcy case, or whatever the case may be. Just call and see if there's a deal, or you all can figure it out. Because we still lend to individuals after 3 years. We'll lend to an individual that went through a bankruptcy case.
Okay, so this should be a pretty quick question, and then there's another question that's interesting on Instagram. So this one is, if you are about to sell a home, what's the best time to sell a home in this new year?
Honestly, in today's market is a seller's market. So no matter where you are, no matter what part of the year it is, it's a seller's market. There's not enough houses on the market for sale for the amount of demand who's looking for them. So right now, when you're in a seller's market, anytime is a good time to buy. But of course, the best time to really maximize, I would say, is this time like a lot of homeowners that is moving, they're moving outside of, I mean, today is just different. You know, a lot of kids are not really in school these days, so people can buy and sell. It was a time where during January to April, May, a lot of people wouldn't buy and sell. They wouldn't move to the summertime because their kids is in school. But with things are being in virtual and things, today's just a different time. It's a seller's market. You know, right now, if you put a property out there, things are going over the asking price right now.
Okay, here we go from Instagram, and I think this will be better fit for you, Renikia. Best way to disclose that I am a realtor, but still interested in wholesaling a property.
I mean, as far as the buyers, you can let the buyer know that's just a conversation. Hey, I'm a real estate agent as well. I do also have properties in my database that I can share with you. I mean, that's just a part of having an open conversation with your client. But as far as your broker has to be informed if you're selling the property using your information. It has to go to the broker. I'm not for sure what state you're in, but I know here in Georgia, there is a form that allows you to sell unlisted properties. So that's one of the forms you'll use if you're selling a property that's not listed on the market. It's an off-market property. You still have to take that through your broker and give them their fee. You know, so I just know we're around that. So there's ways around it, but if you're going to sell it and you're going to do that using your name, it has to be disclosed through your broker.
And they want to get on? Okay.
I'm just letting you know that I'm tired.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, let's go though. Let's get them. Let's bring them on.
Okay. Well, we got someone in the chat. So I'm about to add them to the stream. Hello.
Hi.
What's going on?
What's going on, guys? I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
I am new to wholesaling, and I came across this real estate agent. She wants to sell her house. It's a rental investment, but she wants to do owner finance. And I just had a question on the price. So she was asking $85,000. But then she's like, if I do the owner finance, it'll have to be like $95,000. From what I calculated, the ARV on the house is 114. And it looks like roughly maybe about $40,000 worth of work. She has a tenant that lives in there. It is not the best house at all. She has a tenant that lives in there and is not like paying bills or anything. So there wouldn't be like any turnaround like right away. I would have to like do a lot to, do it myself. So I was just looking to like wholesale the contract of, finance, but I just kind of needed help with the numbers, if that makes sense.
Did she offer you some terms?
Yeah.
She said she would do like 19 a month.
19 what? 100?
1,900 a month.
Well, what
do properties rent for in that area?
I was just gonna say, so right now she's only even renting it out for 1,400 a month, and that's just the upper and lower. So it's just like she was just throwing so many numbers at me, and I'm just like.
Right. Well, so you said the market rent is $1,400 a month. That's really what she's collecting.
That's what she's collecting, $1,425. Well, she's actually only collecting $7 because she doesn't have a tenant that lives downstairs.
Oh, it's a duplex. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
But when I look into it, like if somebody would take the time to like put some work into it, like they could make that amount, the 1,900. But it's just like
the problem is though, she's trying to sell it at 95 though. In that condition, you said it probably needs 40 and working. It's only it don't matter what if it needs 40 and working. She's only getting 14. But we don't. Let's stop. She wants $1,900 a month from you owner financing. You don't purchase if it don't cash flow.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? There's really nothing. And I would say, well, what is the benefit to me if I can only get 14, but I'm paying you 900?
Right.
I mean, 1,900.
And I was looking into that.
You got to go rehab it.
So if I was to come back with her with numbers, with kind of like what I've given you, what would you think? Like, just go all the way lower than what
I
she's
want one
asking?
of those units to cash flow. You know what I'm saying? Like the one unit is paying her, we'll pay her 700, and then the other unit that's going in our pocket. The other 700 going in our pocket. So we want the cash flow 700. So now as far as a price, I don't know. With that amount of repairs, oh my God, I couldn't imagine maybe 30 or 40. If it's 40,000 in repair, I don't even know if that works, does it, Renee?
Exactly. I mean, you got to take the repairs in consideration. She has to take the repairs in consideration. She's trying to sell it at retail value, and it needs $40,000 worth of work with a vacant basement or second unit that obviously probably needs, some type of TLC to move another tenant in there. So I mean, that's 40,000. I mean, if I'm really doing the math on that, you said it's only worth about 114,000. I can go to 80%. Minus 40,000. I mean, I'm looking at 51. I'm looking at about 51,000 because I got to go in and I have it's not even 100% cash flow on.
Right.
At $1,900 a month.
And so now she want to owner finance that 50. We'll just say 50,000.
When you do real numbers when you do owner financing, you can't just throw a number out there. Okay,
Yeah.
what's the interest rate? What are we really doing?
Yeah. Well, we'll keep it simple for her. We'll do so 50,000. So we'll do 50,000 on it, and we'll do let me see how much that we'll just do, like I said, we'll do half of one of those units. One of those units we'll just cash flow the other one if we just keep it simple that way. So we'll do 71 payments at $700 a month. You know what I'm saying? Keep it
700. Okay.
So you start low. You say, well, what the interest at? Okay, well, we can talk about that now. Well, I was just keeping it simple for we do 71 payments at $700 a month. Boom.
Yeah.
And how I came to that, I divided 70 into 50,000.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. I had another question for you, Flip.
Yes, ma'am.
You talk so much about being an introvert and, trying to get yourself it took me this the second time I text Gator to this phone and actually came on here today. So it's hard to, get yourself out there and just not feel like all the things that you feel. So how do you get past that, Flip? Because you do all these videos and you just be looking like you okay.
Well, now if you go back to some of my first videos, the house I was living in at the time, you'll see a lot of it, was there. Only I was there. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like,
right.
I didn't have an audience for real.
You can have audience. You're talking to the camera.
Yeah, it's just me
talking
just
to yourself.
To a camera. Yeah, so you could literally do this and never really leave your house. Really, a lot of people do it that way. So you just have to be comfortable with talking to people more than anything. And so the best way to get comfortable with talking to individuals is by simply knowing what you're talking about. If someone asks you to spell your name, you're going to be very comfortable at talking to them and spelling your name. So that's the way you want to approach anything that you're trying to pursue as far as business. Understand it. So when you're having that conversation, you're totally confident on what you're talking about, whether the business deal works out or not. Is that not because you don't know what you're talking about? You know what I'm saying? So that's the best thing is to do is just get comfortable at basically spelling your name, which you know how to do. So no one can really trip you up on that. So you can do the same thing with this or whatever. You can just educate yourself to the point that most of the people that you're talking to, you're going to know more about real estate investing than them in most cases, on the seller side for sure. Not saying you're better than them, but as far as this topic, you know more than them. Not saying you should talk down to them or anything. I'm just saying it's nothing they can say to you that you don't know what you're talking about. So that's where your confidence, in my opinion, should come from, by simply knowing what you're talking about.
Okay. Thank you. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for all that you do. We learning out here.
Well, where are you located? Where are you streaming from?
I am from Wisconsin in Milwaukee.
Oh, is black people there?
The people always got to ask that question. We up here freezing. We are here.
I know you are.
At some stage, you do got to ask, like, what
What's
What's
the
going on
I'm
in
trying to
North
go
Dakota?
further. I'm trying to come down the map, but we up here right now.
let me see what the
Milwaukee
temperature is
got a
right
good
now.
real estate
Milwaukee.
market though.
It
The
seems to
temperature
be
in
good. I just got
Milwaukee.
to figure out where I got to get my niche
Oh
on.
my
Oh,
God.
okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, Milwaukee.
yeah.
Temperature in Milwaukee right now is
7. What
I
y'all doing
told
out
you it
there
was
for real?
cold.
What are y'all doing?
hey,
We in the house. That's what I'm telling you. I'm in the house trying to figure this out.
hey, you do know.
Yeah, this is not a cold call. This
Yeah.
Hey,
you
people of
made these
Milwaukee,
calls.
people of the state of Wisconsin.
I'm sorry.
There were places that humans were not meant to live.
Absolutely.
This is one of them.
Right.
But anyway,
I
I'm just
keep
tripping.
telling myself that I'm gonna get out of here once I get my house sold, y'all. Y'all wish me
That's
luck.
what's up.
Thank
I'm just
y'all.
tripping though.
You're welcome.
But
We love Wisconsin. All right.
We do.
Are we closing out?
Yeah, we close.
Okay, before you close out, just somebody said, it's Rock City 3 on TikTok, said, got my first wholesale check for $10,250. Folks, this works.
Okay.
Boom, that's
Get
what's up.
gay, sir. Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
That's
Oh
what
yeah,
I'm
yes,
saying.
sir, man. Whatever.
Yes.
Right.
This is
Binary, whatever.
it works if you work.
He
Yes.
said the question is, will you work and do it?
Would you
Yes,
exactly?
You go
it.
Rock City
All right,
3.
that's Gator. That's what's
Absolutely.
up. We had some Gators on today.
Absolutely.
up.
I'm talking about get through the nose, get through all of those obstacles. The check is on the other side. Real estate is a necessity for everybody. You know.
All right, before we close out, Renika, if you want to let the folks know what you offer.
Absolutely. As always, thanks for being a part of the Flipman Show. We talked about financing today with the mobile home part. We talked about it with the units. We do specialize in commercial financing as well for any individual that wants to jump into that arena. But I am owner of a private lending company. We specialize in fix and flip, buying home, new construction, commercial, all things real estate and capital. If you're ever interested in learning about any of our products, you can go to our website. Just go to findmynextdeal.com. That takes you to our website to give you a little bit more information about our loan products. And you do not need tax returns, income verification, or pay stubs to truly qualify for any of our loan products.
Boom. All right, guys, real quick. You want to get access to the tool we use every day. One of them, just text the word tool to the number here. Once you do that, and sign up. We'll train you on how to use it. Text the word time. Want to learn how to extra efforts on driving for dollars? Text D4D. Want to partner with me on some self-storage? Text units or mini storage. Even if you're in a rural area, we're good. And also 5050 on houses. Just text those letters and that'll show discuss on how you can partner with us on deals for houses. So if you didn't get your question answered, make sure you post it in the comment section of any of my YouTube videos and answer those on a daily basis. These will go in replay mode soon after we finish on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. And this was Flippinar 208. We appreciate Renika joining us and both of the other young ladies. We're here to help. Jessica and Oksana did a great job. And so if nothing else, guys, we will see you on the flip side.
Bye.
Text me and I'll text you back.
Text me and I'll text you back.
Text me then I'll text you back.
You text me, then I'll text you back.
Text me then I'll text you back.
TikTok, you don't stop.
I will help you make your paper stack.
Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? Where you at now?
205-964-5243. Now you know.